Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on another beautiful Saturday afternoon. Do take note, we're a little late today. We have a 12:55 first post today for an 11 race card and a fun card as well.
Yep, it is. Usually on Saturdays and Sundays we've been rolling out at 12:55. So.
Yep. So
anyway.
Just take note of that. Rainbow 6 will be $100,000. A couple singles yesterday, big long shots didn't come to fruition. So race number 6 today. And there we go there. Carry over at 23. Rainbow estimated at $100,000. So it should be a solid pool. It has been the first couple days. We'll take a look at the early pick 5. It's a pretty solid sequence as well. I didn't have a lot of scratches or changes. Some underneath kind of horses.
Yeah.
For me, that was really about it. Race number 2, we've got the 6 on top, Risen Sun. Race number, back-to-back singles, actually back-to-back 7 balls there. And Lily Bird in race 3, and then Militia in race number 4. And in race number 5, I've got the 2, Baroque Record, who should at least make the front, and we'll see what happens from there. $20 early pick 5. We've got the TT pick 3 back today as well. So plenty of to look forward to. Good turf racing too, but we'll start out on the Tapeta in race number 1, 17-5 maiden claimer for fillies, 3-year-old, just a 3-year-old filly. Scratch the outside horse, the 8 Boombox Betty, and you're on the inside with Spun to Perfection, who ran pretty well on the turf at a big number for Gerald Bennett last time.
Yeah, I lost my top pick in this race.
Okay.
I had Boombox Betty on top. So
what's up?
The Spun to Perfection, I guess now blinkers on, was a huge price last time. It's hard to come to a horse like this. It was such a big price last time out. But lo and behold, here I am. Blinkers go on today. I hope that gets this horse a little bit more involved early on.
Yeah, and the Bennett barn's starting to get a few wins here, and we'll win plenty more than that. Edmund Gonzalez down here as well. My long shots in here, I have no idea if the 5 ball up top can run at all, to be perfectly honest with you. It was 15-1 on debut, and she didn't do any running after breaking dead last, but it was on the turf, so she's going to drop. Well, it's not theoretically a class drop, but we know that
the turf racing's better.
Yeah. This is Kent Sweezy's 23% on Tapeta, so we'll take a little bit of a shot in here. Certainly La Cyber, the 4, and then the 2, Anna Capri. They're big hitters.
They are. Today, I don't know about you, but today as I was doing the changes, today is not easy by any means. I mean, I kind of had to force some singles, at least in my thing. So the first race, even though it's a 7-horse field, it could be blow up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you were trying it with the 8. I'm trying it with the 5. So yeah, I would suggest looking for value.
Right.
To be sure. Race number 2 kicks off the early pick 4. We're on a firm turf course here. 17-5 maiden claimers again. These are 3-year-olds and up. The rails out at 38 feet. Do take note of that. The only scratch is the AE. That's the 13. So we've got a big, robust field here. I'll tweet out that ticket. We have the TT pick 3 as well in here. Let's take a look at Samantha's ticket.
This is not as much as I want to spend on it. I almost singled in the last, but like I said, it's not easy. I don't like to give out a ticket like this. My 2 singles hit yesterday at least. I just didn't get the first race home, but I know a couple people have hit it, so good job with that. But race 8 a little bit later, I have the 3 Rotterdam on top. Maybe that could be a single. Yeah, maybe he
Rotterdam could be a single.
Yep. And then the 11th race, I have a Pocket Pair on top. But Country Economics, it's got speed, so that worries me.
Well,
54.
to be fair, you've got some prices in there, and this is a $3 base bet.
That's
too,
true. Yeah,
so,
that's a good point.
And this is a bet that we talk about nonstop that routinely pays comfortably and comfortably more than the parlay.
Yesterday was like $600,
yeah.
And the only horse I felt you had to come up with, which maybe I'm stubborn. I could have put in Win and Juice. I could have spread in that race, but the 3 was supposed to win yesterday in that opening leg.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I feel like I saw 2 out of 3s in
there
payoffs.
Was, yeah, you're right.
So I don't
which
know if
is
I've ever
remarkable,
seen before. It's a great bet, so get involved, and that's why the ticket's a little bigger. And again, it's a $3 base wager too. Let's see where you're going here in race number 2, because I did feel like this you got the favorite in here, Risen Sun, doesn't necessarily have to win. You'll take a shot at a price with Boudreaux.
Yeah, this horse here, I don't think, well, I know before he even debuted, I knew that he didn't want any single part of the dirt track. But what I like is he has that race under his belt at that 1 turn mile, and now we'll try the 2 turns on the grass. I don't know if he can run it all, but if he likes the grass at all, I think we'll get a better showing of him today.
Good samples, good stats for Dave Fox. Maiden special weights, maiden second time starter, 4 for 16, 25%, 4 for 18 on the turf, 22%, and dirt to turf is 3 for 13, 23%. Those are not bad at all.
No.
Barnes struggling a little bit, but good starting off point. Tabasco Cat on the bottom of this pedigree. Wow, you don't see that
No, you
too
don't.
often. I've got the favorite on top. We're going to show you the race. Risen Sun runs second in a really good effort.
Yep.
The 2 winning Fortune is 5th, and actually I got a Reneg is towards the outside. He's 4th in this spot, but I think it's Risen Sun that you want if you want anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And the Nolan Ramsey barn got a win with the 2-year-old yesterday. The horses are live. They're running well, especially when you have the Ramsey Silks here. If this horse makes this kind of move, he will be okay. Now, Reneg was kind of the product of his own.
Well, that's the problem with
there.
Reneg. Yeah,
he lugged in there. So
he lugged in. He ran well, but he's going to be in the parking lot again, and he's going to be way out of it again.
Yeah.
So here's a good stat for Nolan, who's just rolling right along, 27% second off. This little bit of a layoff, and that was Risen Sun's first start on turf too. So he's pretty darn good. He's clearly the horse to beat in here. Any prices in here? Because this is a race that I thought the 1 could have been interesting. You've got Reneg in there. Let's see who's the 6. Risen. Okay, so you've got them all.
Yeah.
Well, Handsome Fox a big number. We got some speed in here, I guess.
Yep, that was really the only thing there is just speed. You have the Apprentice. Maybe we'll see how far we can take him.
Yeah.
The drop to from the 25 to the 17 is good, but I don't really like that race, the Tall Story race. Yeah,
I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
He's going to have to step up to be sure. Race number 3 now kicks off that ever popular middle pick 5. You've got that ticket, so let's start with that, and then we'll get back into this one on the Tapeta.
This is tough today. This is really tough. I'm singling here. Race number 4, they are maidens and they're 3-year-olds. I do have the 7 on top, Militia. Race number 5, I do have the 6 on top. That's Always True. Race number 6, I do have the. I've got the 5 on top. My Matoli Girl, or Me Matoli Girl, and in race number 7, the 7 on top for me. It's only words about the 7th race. That's a tough one. $54.
Yeah, that could be the single if you want to narrow it a little bit, at least at the end, and maybe you spread for a little bit more value early on. Let's take a look here. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta in race 3. It's a clean field of 7. It's an $8,000 2L, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We'll show you the gang's kind of here. Yeah, you got Lily Bird, you got Wind Rush, and you got Vanishing Wish. They just ran 2, 3, 5 together, and Lily Bird with her speed is always going to be a big player.
Absolutely, but she just can never seem to see it through. But Wind Rush, I felt like did a lot of the hard work here, just having to run so much, making that middle move here was tough, and out the back is not where you want to be on the Tapeta track. Now, Lily Bird, you could argue maybe she was on the worst, quote-unquote, worst part of the Tapeta, and I thought Wind Rush had a nice late charge.
Yeah.
Can't be as far behind as she was before.
No, I mean, Lily Bird ran way better than any of these other horses behind her. Now, Jose Morelos got aboard Wind Rush that day. I would think he's going to push. She has speed.
She does, yeah. She's shown speed. I'm not sure either. She just kind of was like flat-footed at the gate. Yeah,
I would think the runs 2 and 3 back where she was chasing good paces, I would think that's more where she wants to be today. Then she has a real chance to turn the tables, because if she's going to do that same thing again, she'll never beat Lily Bird at all. So she's got to be closer, and if she is, then I think you've got something. The wild card in here, to be honest, I didn't know where to price Venezuelan Flower. Honestly, if she was with anybody else, I would have put her at 20-1. But she's now Victor Barboza, and she's 9-2. She's going to try Tapeta off 2 absolute. Rayana's pretty okay.
Yeah.
She was just dreadful in her last 2 starts. Those were against 3-year-olds, too.
Yeah, that not too good there. Yeah. But Cipriano Gill got her home in her maiden breaking win back in early February. So, look, she showed dirt speed.
Yeah,
before.
nice work on the 14th.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So we got that fresh in the mind. Maybe we just go from here.
Yeah, check the tote board on her. If this is a barn, if she's sitting up there 9, 10 to 1, it's not happening.
Good.
But if she's bet, then maybe you got something working there. Race number 4, maiden claimers, $35,000. 3-year-old fillies go at it here. Scratch the 2, Make Me Bold, 6 furlongs on a fast main track. Ronnie's got that middle pick 4, ever popular as well. Let's take a look at his ticket, then we'll get back into this one. Yeah, he's kind of like doing what Samantha's doing. No single in this because, as she alluded to, it's very, very difficult kind of sequence. And Ronnie's got this is going to overlap his rainbow as well in race 6 and 7 on an $18 ticket for Ron, who'll be out here, of course, for the opening leg. Let's kick it off here, though. And we lost a replay. It's ironic that I was able to find a couple of replays with $35,000, a couple works for $35,000 maiden claimers, and we can't get any for 2-year-olds. Militia's supposed to win today, right?
Absolutely. The race, the maiden optional claiming race in April was a good one. Our Pretty Kitty just absolutely aired. Himmery Brother came back to win. That was her first start. Steve Glasaris not really known or going to have trophies made for him of first-time starters being ready to fire right away. So, and then the drop. I mean, even the drop aside, just that – the dirt race was good enough to win this on debut.
Absolutely, and Steve's going great guns.
Absolutely.
Great to see as well. Jose Morelos got to know her a little bit last time back aboard today. On the inside with Dude on the Run will be a nice price for Ronnie Spatz. Boy, they didn't bet a nickel on this horse on the turf on debut.
Well, first, Dude is not a grass horse.
Not at all.
At all. But I don't want to speak for Ron Spatz here. I wonder if there's you wanted the distance.
Yeah, just to get a
exactly.
Run here.
But there's no mile races coming up, so okay, let's put her in for the 6. She's a real stretch.
Yeah, well, she's going to run better today. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now
might be too short.
Right, where that places her, we don't know. But yeah, this is going to be This is going to be a punch in the face for her to go from a turf 2 turns to a 6 furlong sprint on the main. All right, Mary Marguerite. Dave Fox got prolific numbers with first-time starters. She's not going to be a short horse. She's a gift box filly, though. And you would think, gift box could want to run all day long. Let's just take a look at what we found in the morning for her. Dave is 29%. First-time starters. Here's Boudreaux, too, didn't you?
Well, this was the work that this was the work I told you that on the dirt, this horse had no shot because, look, he's so narrow and light and switches leads left and right. But Mary Margaret was much better. Still not the best, but, hey, you're debuting for 35. You're not supposed to be.
No, and she looks like she wants to zip along there pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is solid enough, and Dave's got the numbers as well. I just figured with a gift box filly, I don't know if we can get up today. She's a homebred.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty sharp for her, I would think, to be sure. But like you said, I thought this was a decent enough drill.
Exactly.
You said it perfectly. 30. She is a homebred though, and debuting for 35.
That's good. You're right. I love that angle.
That is a good sign for sure. Race number 5. One more before the break here. A mile and a 16th on the Tapeta. These are $8,000 2Ls. 3-year-olds and up. The only change is a big one. The 3 tempo ride is a first-time gelding.
Yep.
So do take note of that. We've got everybody. We're just mixed and matched a little bit. The 6, Always True, ran pretty good on the switch last time to Jose Castro.
Well, like this outside-ish post position as well. You get off the rail, I just feel like that's huge. Bold and Breezy, is that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will take note of this race. But I feel like the Bold and Breezy race was a pretty tough race for the level, a decent enough race for the level.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, and that was a very fast race. When you went off by 4 1/4 on the Tapeta, that's a pretty good effort.
Right.
My horse is supposed to be in front.
Yep.
Broken Record, I like that name.
Awesome.
Stopped pretty. Not badly, but did stop last time with Maker. Louis Ramirez takes over. Morelos is going to get aboard. Just put her on the lead and maybe
just see if where you can hang on. Yeah, if you're allowed to do that this time of year, and it a lot of times works out.
Without a doubt. First shot fired, the horse to beat, but I mean the chances are just they're adding and adding and adding up here.
I honestly, this race, like even doing the changes today, the more I looked at it, the more confused I got. Who wants to run today is the big question, because First Shot Fired has not wanted to run since February.
Yeah.
Gemstone Warrior has not wanted to run since breaking the maiden. but has figures that fit
1,000 to
here.
1.
Yeah, so it's just like this is one of those races that
Yeah.
honestly, like I wouldn't fall out of my chair if anybody won.
No, I will say this for First Shot Fired. This is a big drop for this horse. 12-5 to 8 today. I know it
Yeah.
doesn't sound it. Those are good races. Roscoe Pine
Tomorrow.
streaking. So, I mean, this is a big drop for
Yeah.
him, to be sure. Okay, 5 down. We'll take a break here. When we come back, it's Rainbow 6-time $100,000 in the estimated jackpot. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with the 11 race card here, fast and firm, Tapeta as well, and a Rainbow 6 here in race number 6 with an estimated jackpot of $100,000. Let's take a look at Ronnie's ticket. Of course, he'll be out here with us for the opener, and wow, I don't ever remember Ron Nicoletti with a $36 flat ticket.
Pretty cool.
That's weird. That's an odd number.
That's a very weird number. These rainbow numbers always shock me. I don't understand it.
Well, I know that.
Well, that's true.
Ronnie's going to go with Ronnie's going to single Dear Dad.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, I think he's looking up at Rotterdam, but those are the 2 in there, and I like what he's doing because if you use both, I just don't feel like that's a smart wagering, to
I
be
get it.
perfectly honest with you, and it doubles a ticket, of course, as well. You have to have an opinion, to me, and Ronnie's got one, and that's his single right there. I'm going to assume that's his best bet of the day, and then you can see 2x2 late, fun one to get out on the turf in race 11 as well, and there's a $36 Rainbow 6 ticket for Ronnie. Let's get back into it here. Race number 6 is on the Tapeta. It's a 12-5 maiden claimer here. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We have a scratch of the 4, and that is free charging. And Samantha's on Me Matoli Girl, one of the ones I left her out.
Okay, that's fair. She tried stretching out for the first time last out, and she ran very
did.
well.
Yeah.
She finished up nice. She was a big price. She should be a pretty fair price.
Yeah, she should be
today.
square enough today.
Yeah, the 3rd place finisher came back to
Yeah.
win. She's got upside.
I agree with that totally. Yeah, good job for Barry Croft to stretch her out last time. Now, the weird thing is she didn't do any running sprinting, and Matoli is practically a Hall of Fame sprinter.
I know,
and here
weird.
she is routing
Yeah.
and does
much
so
better.
well. Yeah. What do we got the replay here of? Okay, Charity First is my best bet of the day.
Okay.
And this is kind of the Samantha angle too. I hope I get 5-2 on this horse. Because she's just trying to PETA. You know, they bet her a little bit last time
did?
off a 1.5 year layoff.
Yep. I had her on top originally.
okay.
And I switched it just because I felt, I don't know, the Fernando Abreu barn, although 7 wins, I just think that it's just been lately a little bit on the slower side.
You know what I like about her, too? She's been working all along on
That's
the
true.
Tapeta.
Very true.
So, he ran her on the turf last time. Again, we don't know why, but at least it's behind her now.
Right.
And I think she's got to move forward in a big, big way. We've got a replay here of Rogers Park, Calabash Cove, and Not One Less. I said that completely backwards because it's Not One Less who is 3rd in this race. It's a fall-apart race. Rogers Park, all things considered, Samantha, I know 2-1, but ran very, very good.
I was shocked because you look at the winner was Miss Ocala, who came from way
Right.
out the back, which is unusual. I can't get a hold of this Tapeta right now. I don't really know what, like, the bias on it. It's just kind of anyone's game. But I do agree. Rogers Park ran very, very well here. I still don't know about her going to turns. She did it okay here, but she just evened out a bit. And like you said, everybody just kind of came flying out the back.
I picked her that day because I like to stretch out. I got to be honest with you. That's a 12.5 maiden claimer there that she's dueling through 47 and 3.
That's faster.
She's supposed to be 8th, beating 15 lengths. That was a really good effort. You don't see fractions like that routing on the Tapeta at this kind of level. So we'll see. Maybe if she can get a little better breather early on, or they can take a slight hold from her, but she might have to go from down there. Late pick 5 kicks off in race number 7, 6 furlongs on a fast main track. What a puzzle this is. Let's take a look.
Gosh,
Let's take a look at Samantha's ticket. Fillies and mares 4 and up. Take note of that. 62.50, and you're spreading a little bit.
Absolutely, I am. In race number 8, I do have the 3 on top. That's Rotterdam. I know, like you said, I am using Dear Dad, but I am using the man up front too, because maybe this horse gets loose. Race 9, I have absolutely no idea. Estonian is my long. Well, let me see.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay. Whew. Estonian's my long shot. I always got to hold my breath for that when I find out. It's like a surprise. Race 10, when I originally did my ticket, I was using like 4 horses here, and then I look down and I go, oh, I forgot this was my best bet. So backspace, backspace, backspace. To me, this move, I'm going to knock my best bet now. This move with Safi, where you kind of wait a little bit on these horses, I don't feel like they're firing their best shots once they come back here. So very hesitant best bet for me.
Fair enough. $36 late pick 5. You want to talk about a puzzle to kick it off here. There's so much going on. We're on the same horse, and it's only words. The problem, he wins by 9 for different barn last time. Jose Castro claims him now. Excuse me. If she runs back, she's going to win. It's just.
Will she run back? Yeah. She has put together 2 wins in a row, but that was last year. She's tried some interesting spots, so maybe you can give her a little bit of credit for that. But I do not trust these 62.50 claimers at all.
No, and she won for 8 last time, and maybe they're just trying to spin around here. They're saying we might be 6-5. Let's just pick up a win. If you want to claim me, go right ahead. But you would have thought maybe for a barn that we've kind of got to know that's doing some good things, she wouldn't be in for 62.50.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well,
run back for 8 or 10.
Here's the only argument with that: not a lot of dirt races that we run, so there's probably just not a spot.
That's probably correct. I think that's a very valid and very good point. Madness. I don't know. All these rest of these horses. What do you know?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't, because you see Noble Dreamer, Foxy Lady, Red Hot Spark, they've all tangled. They've all taken turns beating each other. I have absolutely no idea. The jocks only had 1 start.
Noble Dreamer won over many of these 2 starts back by 5 3/4 lengths.
Yeah.
She stepped up to 12.5 and was beaten 35 lengths.
She jumped up at the start. I will say that. I remember Chris Elliott kind of going like, woo. Mm-hmm. But, wow.
Yeah, can you run a little?
I mean, it's not good. And a 5-horse field, by the way.
She was 4-1, by the way. So I don't know. I would watch the tote board on her, because if she's gonna run back, by the way, that race 2 back was her first start on dirt in ages.
Right.
So she's a total guess. If they're going to bet her today, I think that's a very, very positive sign. I would watch the tote board on her, because that race is a legitimate threat to its only words. So we'll see about her. It's a very tricky race if it's not the favorite.
It is.
Right?
This is a really hard late pick 5. A hard leg to kick it off.
Yeah.
And probably we'll watch the tote board, and it'll be like a 6-5 shot and just wins it easy.
Right. Well, that might be that might be her. We'll see. Race 8 kicks off the late pick 4. 2 turf races in this, and it's 2 good ones as well. Quick look at my ticket. I'm very tight because I think we have 2. I'm singling Rotterdam. If I want to double this ticket, I can put Dear Dad in there. Just not a fan. Race number 9, I've got the 9 on top, Remerton on a drop for Narvaez. Race number 10, I'm with you. I understand everything you said about Uncaptured Warrior, but this looks like a mighty good spot for him.
Yep.
And in race number 11, I've got the 7, Ben T. There were a couple maiden claimer winners coming back. Attending is out. Ben T. I liked better anyway.
All right.
And I'm on her in that spot. But let's kick it off in a good one. An optional claimer on the turf in race number 8. A flat mile here. 2 turns, obviously. 3-year-olds and up. We do have a scratch. King Doro was going to take money. He's out. The 7. The 4, Santos Dios, is a first-time gelding. And we are on The same horse who's, to me, is just classier than Dear Dad.
Yes.
Rotterdam.
Yep. I think that if there was any killers in this race, I would have a hard time putting this horse on top because really all he's done is won here on December 20th.
Right.
And I know he ran quite well behind street earnings, but since then, yes, he's been trying hard tracks, hard groups, but the Churchill effort was really not that great. One post, does that bother you at Churchill on the grass there?
No, not at all.
All right, so, but now he's back on his home court. This theoretically is his spot. He's supposed to win here.
The whole thing bothers me at Churchill on their turf course.
There you go. Well, yeah, beats me. But are we going to play it later?
Gosh.
Absolutely.
Dear Dad is he's the main danger. I mean, somehow he was favored over Beach Gold last time.
Oh my God, that was the weirdest thing.
Weirdest thing ever. Let's take a look at it. He ran very well, and Beach Gold is probably going places for Patrick Biancone. He was really good on Sunday. King Doral obviously out of this race. There is no disrespect at all running second to Beach Gold, and what I want you to focus on is how clear Dear Dad was of
From
everybody
the rest.
else. Yeah.
Yep, I think that's very fair in saying that here. Now, I will say hot-blooded. They didn't bet him that day. He didn't run a step that day. Dear Dad tries really
He ran
hard.
a winning race.
He did. He really did. 0 for 3 on the turf, but he does have 2 seconds and 1/3.
Right.
So he's always right there.
Yeah.
You cannot knock him. He's like a horse you could key underneath in any spot you want, and
Absolutely.
he'll be there.
You said it earlier, and you're right. The man up front will get loose in here. I don't
think he's really a grass horse, but
I don't know what it means. He
I don't either.
freaked 3 starts ago.
Yeah.
And he stopped last time behind Nantasket Beach. So we'll see, but he's going to be in front.
He will be, and that's dangerous
That
all on
work?
its own. Miguel Vesquez, 3 wins yesterday?
Yeah.
Awesome for him, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And that speed works on the turf, to be
Does.
sure. Race number 9, late pick 3, $170 on the Tapeta. These are $10,000 claimers, 4 and up. It's a clean field of 10. It's a difficult field of 10. And it is the 10 for Miss Samantha, your long shot.
I can't believe you have Rimerton on top. I hate you for that. Stonian, there is a lot of speed in here. I think this is going to set this guy up. He's a cool horse. He ran massive 3 starts back on the Tapeta.
50-1.
Yeah, and he's not disgraced himself since then. So it's really awesome. He was entered on the dirt last Sunday. They scratched him out of this, put him on the Tapeta here. I think he'll get set up here. Now, is it going to be enough to win? We'll see. He's going to be a nice price, and he's a sneaky player.
I got no problems with him. If I was playing a real rainbow and trying to do some real damage with this rainbow, you have to use him, to be sure. Remerton, you can say what you want about him. I don't know. I can't believe I picked him either, but he's taken a wild drop in class today. He's going to run on Tapeta for Narvaez for the first time.
Which is so key here. Rimerton, there was nothing that says this horse has wanted the grass. He's 0 for 9 on it, but they just ran him in that spot there. Maybe they're helping out, but here we go. Now we're back on your preferred surface.
Yep. Lord at War is your 5-2 morning line favorite. He's been drubbed twice in a row, but those races at this level, those races are so much better than this group.
Yeah, and he's fresh.
And DeBona's going again. So I wouldn't even shock me if they, sometimes I can't bet enough on this barn. It wouldn't shock me if he was 7 or 8-5, which would be absurd, but it's been known to happen.
Yeah.
To be sure. It's a good late double here today at Gulfstream Park. An optional claimer on the main track in race number 10 at 6 furlongs on a fast main track. The 6 Gatsby and some of his speed and pace is going to come out of this race. We both have the same horse. This is your best bet, and that's the 8 Uncaptured Warrior. I just kind of felt, Samantha, his dirt races are better.
Yes, that's fair, and I just was double-checking. This is indeed a C2 partnership
yes, I know.
horse. Maybe I knocked him just a little bit because I think after coming off of the 5 furlong race back in January, you probably didn't want to just sit on him, but he's had some decent works coming into this, and like you said, I just think that he is a dirt
Yeah.
horse.
You know what I like with him, too? Yeah, obviously maybe something minor or whatever went amiss because he's not going to sit on this horse. But since he got back on May 17th, every 7 days he has ticked
Right.
over, and he's trained very,
Yeah.
very well. I love the post for him as well. Underneath, you can go different directions. Show you arrogancy and how well. Boy, did he run well. Shebway, for some reason, found some gameness in the lane.
Shebway.
When we figure that out, we'll let you know why. But arrogancy on the hard chase / duel the entire way with Shebway. Boy, did they throw down.
They really did. And now my worry about him is, coming back off a
yeah.
race like that. Does he back out of it a little bit? The Kathleen O'Connell barn has been going great. Has had some nice time off. I mean, May 29th,
Yeah.
I think when you run a race like this is good spacing between your
agree.
races. Yeah, because Shebway came back and
Yeah.
this horse did everything except win, this poor guy here.
Yeah, and I actually wanted this replay more to show you that Gatsby, who was entering the far turn at literally 1 to 5, could only finish third.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to go by there. So that's neither here nor there with him scratching out. But for these two horses to carry this to the line,
Oh my
and
God.
Gatsby at 6 to 5, unable to go by at any point. By the way, they could have galloped out 7 times, and he
He
wouldn't have
never
gone
would've.
by. Yeah, that was not good. But Arrogancy ran very, very well. A fun one in the finale. I don't know what Ron's got working, but it wouldn't shock me if he's got his long shot
Yeah.
in here. 17.5 2L on the turf, a mile and a 16th. Rails again at 38 feet for the fillies and mares 3 and up. Big scratch of the 4 attending. She was going to take a lot of money. You are on Pocket Pair, and 3 of them just ran. Country Economics, Tinta Roja, and Pocket Pair, and she was 4th in that spot.
She was, but that was the first time with Victor.
Right.
Had a couple, like a month and a half of some rest. This horse, if she gets closer than she was, the rails were at 66 feet that day, and she was just picking up ground late, but she was very wide, too. The Woodbine race back in October of 2024, she won on the front end. So that was going 24.49, but that was also a good turf course that was much softer than
Sure.
she's going to get here. So she's got the ability to get involved earlier on. And I like the fact that Jose Morelos at least got to know her
I
last
was
time
gonna say
out,
that,
and
yeah.
then maybe we'll put her in the race
Yeah.
or get her involved earlier on.
I think this race is vulnerable, and that's why for a newcomer, and that's what Benty is for Lisa Lewis, who took over for the late Christophe Clement last time. And, boy, this horse ran very well,
Yeah.
Samantha. I know we're rising today, but she ran very well. We'll show it to you right here.
Yeah, she did.
And
Now, how
added blinkers in that
That's
spot.
true.
Here's Benty here, added blinkers, and she's going to win off by 2 3/4.
she ran well. D'Argento Bolt, whatever.
No good.
No good the other day. I wonder about the quality
I agree.
of this race, but when you make a move like that, and you see as soon as she switched leads, she started to level off really nicely, which is a good thing. Can she bring it back?
Yeah, it's,
I don't know.
she's got upside, and,
She
and
does.
she is facing winners today, but I think that they even each other out. Tinta Roja, she's your at least morning line favorite. 70 cents on the dollar last time. Come on. And Victor Barboza couldn't get anything out of her. Bo Chapman reclaims her, so that's a positive. She's allergic to the winner's circle.
Yeah, she is. Ron used 5 and 10 here. So.
Okay. Tinter. Okay, so maybe Ronnie's long shot
Yeah.
somewhere else. 1 for 14, 6 underneath finishes. That is so tricky.
Country Economics, just really quick.
Yeah,
there's
your
not,
speed horse,
There's
yeah.
not a lot of speed in this race. Honestly, there's really not. I know she couldn't get it done last time, but she could get loose in here.
It took her
Oh, boy.
28 starts to break her maiden.
Amazing.
She's actually run pretty well since that,
She has, but
and that was a lifetime best effort last time.
0 for 11 though on the grass.
Yeah, I get it.
But
I get it.
hey, the second start off the Tampa race off of a Tampa layoff like yesterday in the finale, that horse there that got into a little bit of trouble. It was the second start yesterday winning from Tampa.
You know
one
what?
Gulfstream race,
yeah,
one yep.
and you know what Jose Ferrer's doing. That's for sure.
Send it in.
She'll be on the front.
Yeah.
Quickly to the lightning round. There's not a big one. You know the thing we didn't add today that I
What?
should have added to the lightning round is Dennis's birthday. So happy birthday to our
Happy
buddy
birthday, Dennis. Yeah.
Dennis. Yeah.
The birds
Good
are
to
all
see you
here.
sitting down there.
Yeah.
And your birds, you got the party going on and everything.
Yep.
So musical romance tomorrow. Breeders' Cup Sprint winner and champion, and Hall and Ice is going to try to do her justice because she's rolling in off 3 straight. What a game win here at this is the Bed of Roses in New York. Game win.
Yeah, big time. Was it that or the Vagrancy?
Well, maybe it was the Vegas.
I don't know. I don't have my but look, check on that. And what's even more remarkable about this is at the start of this race,
Vagrancy. Good call.
the outside horse literally put her legs over Hall and Ice at the break, like came out sideways and like clipped the back of John Velasquez's head. It was the wildest thing at the start.
Wild,
it's insane. So, and she was dueling with the Rich Averill horse who came back to win, right? She came back to win. So yeah, it'll be fun to see her tomorrow. Bad post.
3 in a row for her. Yeah, 3 in a row for her. I'm against her. We'll talk about it tomorrow. TT pick 3. We've talked about already. That's firmly in today's card with 3 good turf races. 15% takeout, $3 minimum. Race 2, 8, and 11.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. I agree. Your best bet is speaking of Safi, right? That's him in race 2.
Yep. It is.
Okay.
It is indeed. Grudgingly. So.
All right.
Yeah.
I am in race 6, and that is with the 9 Charity First for Abreu. And how about your long shot?
Austonian.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Austonian
That's going to be a
today.
good price for you. 8 to 1 there. And my long shot is
Is it Binti? No.
No, it's ball up top. That's right. Ken Sweezy here in the opener and just 20 minutes away. Do take note. That's a 12:55. Post Pete's upstairs with your scratches and changes. Ronnie's coming out for the opener. Happy to have you aboard here today at Gulfstream Park.